My name is Jonathan Schultz, and I'm a counselor and a professor at Bakersfield College. I always knew I wanted to do something to help. Initially, I wanted to be an English professor. I had the best instructor at Portable College ever, Miss Melissa Black, and she made me love English, and I was an English instructor for a semester, but I found out there's a lot more to English than just teaching. After that then, in talking to a few people, they asked me about, what do you like, what do you dislike? And I said, honestly, I don't know, I just want to do something with helping people. And then counseling came up and I was like, let me look into that. What I do when I teach my class is I like to focus on the inspiration and motivation of students and not just education. So if you take the same approach to every student, you're doing them a disservice because every student's different. Every student to me is like a puzzle, and you got to figure out how the pieces go together. And if you're always taking the same approach to putting those pieces together, your students end up failing. So, you have to take an individual approach to every student.
I've seen Jonathan speak a couple of times. We asked him to be our keynote speaker for our first annual Student Success Conference. So we put on a conference for probation students to help give them the tools that they need in order to be successful. That is what he centers his class around. What he centers his approach to working with students around is what life changes, what motivations do we have, and what life changes do we need in order to be successful.
And if you don't fail, that means you haven't tried. Failing is fine. Failing is not failure. Failing is just part of life. Failure is when you quit. And if you don't quit, you'll never actually be a failure, because bad things will happen. No matter what, every successful person has had bad things happen, but the ones that are even more successful, the ones that actually change, situations and change the world, so to speak, those are the ones that take their bad opportunities and their bad situations, and they use that to push them to other situations. And that's something that I feel everybody needs to end up doing, is they got to take their bad situations and turn it into a learning opportunity.
Jonathan is pretty energetic, and he's really easy to get along with, and he truly cares, and that's what I really appreciate about him, that I know that I can entrust him with students who are having a difficult time, because he's really going to help them through that process.
The best feeling for me is when I have a student that comes back and says thank you. And it's not for any type of ego boost. It's not because, I don't keep a tally of how many students say thank you. But whenever someone tells me thank you, that means that I did something to help them out. And to me, helping people is everything. So I want just one person, one student, one staff member a day. If I can impact one person a day, that makes me happy. And when I go back and I speak to my high schools and my elementary students, I like the praise I get right after, but to me, I don't really care about the students being motivated and inspired that day. What matters to me is that the students are motivated and inspired in a year. And the best thing that's ever happened to me was a few years ago when I was in Walmart, and a student from a local high school where I live in Portable came back to me and remembered my speech that I gave to him when he was a sophomore and he was now graduating from high school, and he thanked me for what I gave. To me, that one student that had that one situation is more important than an assembly of 200 laughing at a joke that I make or clapping at the end.
He forces you to think outside of the box to the extent of, what else could we do? Don't be satisfied with what you have right in front of you.
There's actually multiple things that I do to try to help and impact my students. The first thing is I brought a couch into my office. I know that sounds kind of weird, but research has shown that students are more comfortable and willing to open up if they feel actually comfortable. So I went out when I first got hired and I bought a couch. So one of the things that I found is humor really kind of helps warm up students. So I always show them that my couch is actually dual recliner, so I'll pop open my couch and let their feet kick up to try to kind of help them feel a little bit more at ease.
It is an awesome class, and Mr. Schultz is a very good teacher, and caring. And he'll fight with you if you want to do something in this life. He'll help you through it, and I appreciated that.
Every morning I say a prayer that I want to be able to impact and motivate at least one student.
And he didn't even know I wanted to go, and he went and picked up all the brochures and information on it and called me and gave it to me the next time I seen him. And I don't know, that was really special.
I really just feel that helping people is the most important thing that you can do. And as a counselor, as an instructor, as a professor at Bakersfield College, as a guest speaker at local assemblies, me and my job, I was sent here to help others.